Wednesday night, Guitars, Cigars, and Jazz, our very first show. And I'm so glad you guys took some time out of your very busy schedules, I am sure, to join us today. And you're probably asking, where's my cigar? Well, here it is right here. It is, things have changed here. As you know, Masoni and I are down here in the desert. And we kind of thought it'd be a little cooler out where we could be outside kind of smoking and joking and playing some music. And it's pretty warm out there today. So we decided to try to take it indoors, which means I'm going to play with more or less a prop. But I want to take one time out here to show our audience that we are smoking La Polina cigars. They are our brand of the week, and they are also the official cigar of the Brian Nova Collective. In fact, if you, maybe we can show a little picture of our cover there. And if you look at our picture cover, you can see that we are in fact smoking La Polina cigars there. There's one on my guitar there, and Andy's playing drums with one, and I don't know what Lawrence is doing with his. And of course, Cherry's smoking his as well, and so is Dylan. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So happy Cigar Day to all of my favorite and friendly cigar smokers. That last tune was a tune written by Lerner Lowe for the play Brigadoon called Almost Like Being in Love. And it's one of my favorite. And so for a second tune here, I've been trying to think of what to play. So the second song I'm going to do for you is going to be a very, very kind of mid-ballad tune. You'll recognize it when you hear it. And I'm going to just play it so that I can smoke my cigar. We'll have to figure out how to get smoke in here next time. That was a tune that I got to learn on the road with the great Joe Pass. Joe used to play that every night, and I would sit kind of at his side and just watch it, and just got great ideas when I would watch him do his thing. And it's been just great to, in our sequestering, getting a chance to go back and revisiting some of those great old tunes and some of those great ideas about stuff. So I don't know what kind of cigars you guys are smoking out there today, if at all, but La Polina, that's our brand for the week. I hope you check it out. Our pal Clay Roberts is running the show down there, and he's doing a great job, makes a great cigar, and I actually can't wait to get outside and try to smoke this stuff myself. We're going to, now I'd like to talk to you about our new CD, because we have a brand new CD for sale, and it is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Of course, I'm a little bit biased. It's been 3 years in the making, and it is it's called the Brian Nova Collective, because it's a collection of some of my favorite players and favorite folks on the planet. And it's kind of interesting. It's 4 piano players and 1 guitar, so I sort of had my work cut out for me. But I've got Shirley Berg on the piano, Lawrence Hobgood's on the piano, Larry Dunlap is on the piano, and Dylan O'Brien on piano. Thank God, not all at once. And we have Terry Miller on the bass, Andy Fraga on the drums, and the great Tom Scott playing sax, and some others. And some of the songs that we've done were written by dear friends of ours like Big Al Anderson, Gary Nicholson, and others. So we're really proud. Dylan O'Brien wrote one of these great tunes for us, and we're really proud. I'm going to show them the cover of our new CD. The cover was actually done by another dear friend of ours, Mr. Mark Ulrichsen, who does all the covers, not all of them, but he does many of the covers for the New Yorker magazine. And I actually got this idea when I saw one of his covers when he covered the 2016 elections, and he had a bunch of people that were running for the race on the Republican side all lined up in a locker room. I just thought it was a great pick. And I thought, how can I get all 8 of us on a cover? And Mark figured it out. It's been just fantastic. So, Mark, if you're out there, big kudos and thank you, and mahalo nui loa to you. And I'd like to play a cut from that for you right now. It's actually the title track of that album, and it's called The Upside of Lonely. Check it out.
About you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash 1 cup. I can stay up late and play my guitar, and the groceries go twice as far. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Your girlfriends ain't ringing the phone off the wall. I never have to hear from that mother-in-law. Ain't cut the grass since the middle of June. I smoke a big cigar up in my living room. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Dirty clothes right on the floor. Let the trash pile up right by the door. Eat pizza and ice cream 3 times a day. 'Cause I ain't worried about watching my weight. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Yeah, man, just think about all the good things about you being gone. Stretch out here at home. Hey, man, come on in. Don't mind the muddy shoes on the white carpet. She ain't here. You hungry? Hey, man, I got some food if you want to eat. I got a microwave oven with little pictures on the front of it. You just pick what you want to eat and push the button, and it will cook it for you. Yeah, man, you can smoke that cigar up here in the kitchen. Just use that vase over there. Need something to drink? We got beer, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, Diet Coke, Fanta. Yeah, man, I bet you've been on the road for a minute. Bathroom's right down the hall. Switches on the left, doors on the right. Just remember to leave the lid up. Leave it up.
Well, that was our title track from The Upside of Lonely, called The Upside of Lonely, written by a dear friend of ours, Gary Nicholson, and some other folks, I suppose. I should check that out, actually. We've been getting all kinds of messages. We love all the messages. And right now, what I'd like to do, another big sponsor for us here on our weekly jazz show is the wonderful Benedetto Guitars. And as you probably know, I play a Benedetto guitar. And I'm going to bring the owner, CEO, and my dear friend, Mr. Howard Paul, over here in for an interview. Howard, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, man, I'm so glad you're here to be here with us and live on Facebook. You're in lovely Savannah, Georgia.
Perfect weather here. Beautiful outside.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. It's a little warm here in the desert right now. I can tell you that.
I think it was about 91 or 92 today, but I think it's supposed to get down to 55 tonight. So.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think we might get down to 92 tonight. That's low. Anyway, listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about Benedetto Guitars and what's been going on with you guys during the whole sequestering and while things have been down. What have you guys been up to there at the factory?
Well, the Savannah is under, or has been under, a stay-at-home order for some time. I was able to keep essential employees at the shop. So our master luthier, master finisher, my marketing sales guy, Jackson Evans, and I have been working every day. But about 60% of our employees are at home under furlough. We're planning on bringing them back to work in the next week or so. We're just waiting for our PPP to kick in. And sales have been actually pretty steady. We've had a lot of inventory that we built out before this whole thing hit. And we did a lot of internet-focused marketing because we only sell direct. So Benedetto has been in reasonably good shape for the last 6 weeks. We're sorry we didn't have all of our employees making guitars, but they've been home and taking care of their families. So it's all been remarkably good, all things considered.
Oh man, that's great news. So it would now be a good time for somebody to want to, if they were looking for that very special guitar, now's a good time to maybe shop for Benedetto?
There is never a bad time to shop for Benedetto.
Yeah. So what kind of styles? Which you got any handy guitars that you're kind of excited about right now that you guys are working on, or maybe just finished and it's hanging up, just waiting for a nice home?
Well, we've got about half a dozen Bravo Deluxes that are hanging on the wall and selling, and we've got a few more coming through. We've got some 16Bs, like your guitar.
Oh man, yeah.
One or two Bravo Elites and a couple 16Bs that are one-off instruments that are actually really killer guitars. And then we've got a unique blue La Venezia coming through, one of our higher-end guitars. We're working on something special right now for our friend Jimmy Buffett. He's got one coming. So we've been keeping pretty busy, and we've always got some really beautiful guitars on the way through.
Well, Jimmy's playing all 12 keys, or just 2 or 3?
He's playing a Benedetto, so whatever.
I better
he's
play all
playing
12. Yeah, you're right. Whatever key he decides to play, it's going to sound great.
That's right.
God, that's fantastic. Is it going to be an arch top? Is that what he's getting?
Yeah, he's
Can
getting
I ask you
Manhattan.
these things?
Yeah. I hope he doesn't mind my telling him.
Yeah,
he's got
right.
He's been playing my Manhattan prototype for the last couple months, and I've seen it pop up on some videos. So he wanted one like that. So we're in the process of building one for him right now.
God, that's
And then we've
fantastic.
got a lot of world-class artists like you who are home trying to figure out how to negotiate the technical side of things.
Boy,
and
I'm telling you.
yeah, so I'm seeing the most amazing videos and streaming videos I've ever seen come out of many of our top players, Chico Piñero and Homero Labambo and Dan Fanley, Dan Wilson, these guys, Barry Green, they're all out there producing content for the first time, some of them for the first time, and it's really great stuff. So we're hoping they all keep busy and figure out how to monetize this until the light switch eventually turns back on everywhere.
The light switch looks like it's going to be turned on pretty soon over there in Georgia. Good or bad? Indifferent?
I'll stay out of the political stuff, but we've got a very good mayor who's very cautious, and he's very slowly rolling things back out. Our hospitals are, I think, very well prepared. I'm a little bit concerned about the rural areas, but I think people in the city have done a pretty good job of wearing masks and not congregating too much, and I'm hoping that they stay that way at least for a while. I don't want to see a resurgence of this.
Yeah, you, me, and probably the rest of the country. I'm seeing some texts come through here, little messages, and one of our campmates, Bob Milne, just piped in here and wanted to know why we're not talking about pianos.
What's a piano?
I don't have a good answer for him, to be honest with you. I've got a piano behind me here, Bob, but I think Facebook would cut me off if I went over there and tried to play it for you. So I think it's better left as a stage prop than anything else. Don't you have 4 or 5 pianists on your CD? Yeah, it was 4 against 1, and
right. So what? Come on, Bob.
What can I do?
A break.
Speaking of recordings here, I've got a great recording of you and I, Howard, playing down here in the desert about a year ago. And I'd like to play it for everybody right now because I think it's a really, really cool cut. And it was during our, we were doing a Benedetto series, remember we were on the road doing a bunch of those? And this one is one of our favorite tunes. It's called Polka-Dots and Moonbeams. Hey, will you stick around while we play through this, and we'll chat a little bit more on the back end?
I'll stay right here.
Great, Howard. So here is a version of Howard and I playing with Andy Fraga Jr. on the drums and Larry Holloway on the bass doing one of our favorite songs, Polka-Dots and Moonbeams.
Howard and I are going to play one of our favorite songs. It's called Polka-Dots and Moonbeams.
You're
Everybody heard it?
live.
Good. That helps.
Just click it off. All right, we're going to bring Howard back here on an interview here to kind of wrap up our little chat. Howard, that was absolutely gorgeous. You sounded great, as always.
Well, thank you. I couldn't hear it. I could see it on my side, but I couldn't hear it. Maybe I'll go back and listen to it. I didn't know it had been recorded, so it's nice to hear that something's out there. That's fun.
Actually, we got a whole afternoon of it, so we'll be releasing more and more as we go on here. As soon as my video editing skills, I'm trying to get to it as fast as I can.
Well, hopefully before our next live performance.
Exactly. We can maybe sell it as a DVD on our next Benedetto 200 years. Hey, Howard, thank you so much. What are you smoking, by the way, there? Since we're talking cigars today?
Smoking a lovely Cohiba from Havana.
Oh, my goodness, I'm jealous.
We had a really wonderful time down there, and since then I found somebody who brings them back up here for me every now and then. So I'm enjoying reminiscing about our week jazz festival gig down there.
Boy, that was one of the best. I remember sitting at the National Hotel, you and I, 1 in the morning after the other bands had stopped playing, and sitting in those big loungy chairs and smoking some Cubans and drinking, God knows what we were drinking by then, and playing music until the wee hours of the morning. Those were great nights.
That was a lot of fun, and hope maybe one day we'll get to do it again. We'll have to see.
We got to yank on Terry's bib here and see if we can get him to take us back. Another great, I remember, memory from that trip was when we went to that yacht club, the Havana Yacht Club, and
right.
We chased the driver off, and you and I and Junior and I can't remember who else was with us. But we sat out there on the beach, and I think we drank all the wine I think you bought every bottle of wine left at the Havana Yacht Club.
And we had some guests with us from Savannah, you may recall, Johanna and Brad Durham.
Right.
And they bought out all the white wine that they had in the
That's
bar.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and I think our friend Eric bought out all the cigars that were in that bar.
Yeah, Eric was going crazy too. Bless you, Eric.
And so we sat on the beach and had really a remarkable time. Those are some great memories from gigs that we played together, and there'll be a lot more in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Howard, thank you so much. I hope we can get you back on another program soon. I'll try to bribe you with more cigars or something, whatever I can do to get you back on. We'd love to have you.
Happy to join you anytime, and I'll see you, I hope, this Friday on a live stream that we're doing for some of my campmates.
You got it. I'll be there.
All right, my friend.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me. Take care. Stay safe.
You too.
Bye, Masoni.
So we're going to go back. A couple other things I want to cover before we move on. We talked about the new CD. There's also another CD that just came out that I hope you've had a chance to check out. It's a wonderful CD called Ella 100 Live at the Apollo. And it is a fantastic CD. I had the great privilege of playing on this one. My dear pal Greg Field produced it. And we had Patty Austin, David Allen Greer, Cassandra Wilson, Liz Wright, Lettucey, Monica Mancini, Afro Blue, the Count Basie Orchestra. And I was part of the Ella Quartet, which was Greg Field on the drums, Shelley Berg on the piano, Nathan East on the bass, and yours truly on guitar. And it's a fantastic album. Make sure you check it out. It's out on Concord. It was just released last week. And Greg, I'll repeat Greg Field. What he tells everybody is sit down, pour yourself a drink, and turn off all your phones and listen to the record from beginning to end, because it'll transport you to the great night that we had at the Apollo Theater about almost 3.5 years ago. So anyway, enough of selling and shackling CDs and stuff. I'm going to play another song for you here. Let me get a pick out here. One of my favorite songs, Here's That Rainy Day. When I lived in Seattle, it was sort of like our theme song. We played it almost every day. And I think it's a very apropos tune for what we're going through right now. I know everybody's tired of being sequestered at home. I know we're going a little sketchy and jittery around here, but it's all for good reason, because we have a lot of people that are fighting on the front lines, trying and fighting to keep us safe. So I think the best we can do is stay out of harm's way and stay out of the hospital as best we can, and keep up the fight. Now I've got a little special surprise for you all. I've got my dear pal up in San Francisco and fellow Hawaiian Chip Maliare. We're going to do a little video for you here. It was a little collaboration. We're going to have one of these every week, maybe a couple every week. So this week I've got a great collaboration with Chip, and it's one of our favorite songs we do together called Island Style. Check it out. 3, 4, 1.
On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from our windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountains to the ocean, from our windward to the leeward side. Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, roast salmon with ice. We eat and drink and we sing all day. Kanikapila in the Ottawa way on the island. We do it island style. From the mountains to the ocean, from our windward From the mountains to the ocean, from my windward to the leeward side. We go grandma's house on the weekend, clean yard cause if we don't go, grandma gotta work hard. You know my grandma, she like the poorest out. I love my grandma every minute, every hour on the island.
We do it island style. From the mountains to the ocean,
From my windward to the leeward side. On the island,
we do it island style. From the mountains to the ocean, from my windward to the leeward side.
all right. Go grandma's house on the weekend, clean yard cause if we don't go, grandma gotta work hard. Hey, you know my grandma. Yeah. Do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island,
We do it island style. From the mountains to the ocean,
from the windward to the leeward side. On the island,
we do it island style.
style.
From the mountains to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side.
From the mountains to the ocean, from my windward to the leeward side. From the mountains to the ocean, from my windward to the leeward side.
Say no more. Well, this is a little bit of Hawaii. I thought we'd bring a little bit of our native home back here. Thank you, Chip. He is a marvelous, marvelous musician. If you guys are up ever in the Bay Area or get a chance to check him out, Chip Moliari. He's got a great band too called Contigo, and we just love these guys. I also want to do a big shout out to our producer here, Miss Missoni Lanza, and of course Ellington. Without them, of course, I would be sitting in front of my iPhone wondering which button to push. So thank you guys so much. We're going to close up tonight with a quick little tune. I've got a pretty song that I'd like to play for you that I learned from the great Joe Pass, and I hope you like it. And next week, we've got some great guests coming up next week. I've got some appearances by the great Kurt Elling. My buddy Kurt's going to join us next week. Maybe you can get him for a little chat. And we've got some other special guests. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you can check it out. We'll be posting about it on Facebook. And so here's a pretty song that I hope you'll enjoy. I think you'll recognize it. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you again for joining us. And until then, mahalo nui loa, and I'll see you later.
The good thing about you being gone is I can watch the game all day long. And I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash one cup.